Hey everybody, coming up on Sports Central, our 10th anniversary. Make sure you check it out. Coming up next on PGTV. Stick with us, everybody. An exciting show. Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. I am Mark Jackson, and to my right, Mr. Neil Duncan, my co-host. This particular segment is being brought to us by the Florida Department of Citrus. Great partners of Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing, and wow.
Well, that industry was probably pretty busy over the last few days with the temperatures dipping down to around the freezing level, so Department of Citrus probably busy. Yeah.
Well, it makes it juicy. We're going to have to ask our second guest, Gene Engel, about that. He knows all about citrus and stuff.
Absolutely.
He's, local guy and so on. But our first guest is a name sort of synonymous with Florida sports, not to mention an icon in Polk County sports history, and that's Mr. Dan Rooney, who's with us to talk about the Cycling Classic, the Chain of Lakes Cycling Classic, that is. And Dan, welcome aboard. This is an event that truly has grown from, its humble beginnings a few years ago into now arguably the premier cycling race in all of the state of Florida. This thing is phenomenal.
We've been offered to do the state championship on several occasions because we have the most highly technical course in downtown Winter Haven of any course in the state of Florida.
What does that mean?
We end up, most of the race courses are 4 corners.
Okay.
Ours is 8 with an actual right, left, right turn scenario that people are hitting at 35, 40 miles an hour and trying to keep upright in it. The physics of it, you just can't believe the angle that they'll be at. If you can imagine, this is a bicycle going around a corner, and they actually stay up like that, 7 and 8 wide, cursing at each other, hitting each other, just going crazy. It's hysterical to watch.
Sounds like you're home life.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, early shot here on Sports Central.
Well, I'm sure we'll get into Door Explorer this fine day here in beautiful Central Florida's Polk County. But Dan, there's really 2 races that we're talking about. One is a road race out by Lake Buffum. The second one, the Criterium that you were talking about, which takes place on Sunday, actually part of the same race, however.
Correct. There's actually 3 races involved. Saturday is out in Alturas, as you said. Mm-hmm. It's basically for the racers, not for spectators. 13-mile course. It takes the pros approximately 21 minutes to get around it. So it's not as much fun for the spectators. You sit there for 19 minutes and then all of a sudden they go by it. Yeah. 7 seconds and they're gone. Yeah. The race in downtown Winter Haven, though, it takes them 1 minute and 30 seconds for the pros to make a lap. It's 0.7 miles. We've calculated it. It's right at 30-mile-an-hour average, which when you end up going into turns and having to slow down, that means that when they're on the straightaways, they're hitting sometimes 45 miles an hour. And the first year that we did it, we were all standing around at the turn by the Art and Framing place, and all of us had baseball caps on. And the first time the peloton of 70 people came through, and they were inches from us, all of our hats just blew off our heads. And we realized from then on, you've got to turn your hat around. It's just immensely fun to watch.
You feel comfortable standing there with them going by?
Well, we've got fencing up, so that hopefully they don't come through.
So there is a barrier between.
I don't know. We've never had a crash there, so we don't know how well that works. But generally speaking, kids are safe. We make sure we fence them off so they don't go wandering out into the peloton and have so many guys run over them at 40 miles an hour.
Now this is February 28th and March 1st, correct?
Correct. March 1st is the spectator-friendly one.
Okay.
That's Sunday. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll run until about 4:15 in the afternoon. Pros go off at 12:30. So if you really want to see something fun, come out for that. And we're so thankful, everybody at PGTV, we're going to end up televising at least the Pro 1-2, I think, this year.
Fantastic.
And so come on out. If you can't make it out, definitely get on PGTV and watch it and have some fun. A number of restaurants are going to be open in the area. Come on down and have some fun, sit in the shade, go over to the Humane Society and adopt a pet. We do the event for the Humane Society every year. This is our 7th year doing it, and we've raised, I think it's $49,000 in the past 6 years.
Wow.
So almost $50,000 you raised
Correct.
for the Humane Society, but this is an organization that truly has benefited Polk County.
Correct.
You know, it's in the statistic I saw a little while ago was because of their spaying, neutering, and all of this type of stuff, the savings to Polk County was somewhere around $600,000, if I remember correctly.
That is correct. They adopt out 1,300 animals a year, spay and neuter 2,200, and as you said, it's a $600,000 savings annually.
Wow.
And another thing that's important about that, they've been operating in an area that's about as big as this studio. They just finished purchasing an outfit on Dundee Road that's 11,000 square feet, 5 acres. They have the Whitehead Construction Group doing construction on it currently, and need lots of funds for it. So everybody come on out and feel free to donate and help them out.
You're talking about the spectator-friendly one on Sunday, but on Saturday, tell us a little bit more about what they're going to encounter, because this time of year, it's a little bit windy out there.
They always accuse me of turning on the wind machine out there. It's very exposed. They hit a lot of crosswinds, and it feels like you hit a wall. Mm-hmm. Plus, when you're coming to the finish line, you've got a 1.2 mile. It's not real steep, but it's a definite climb up to the finish. And so they always yell at me that, who's the jerk that devised this course? And I know that was good. It's me. It's me.
Well, the actual day of the criterium now in downtown Winter Haven, and if you know where Central Park is, that's Show Central. If you know, that's Competition Central, and kicks off around 8 o'clock.
Correct.
Some of the different divisions. The pros kick off at 1 o'clock.
At 12:30, actually.
And you know, I know that there's some local cyclists that and individuals that have really made a difference in cycling. And you know, obviously, in addition to yourself, the Chris Kinsons of the world, and you know, Chris owns the bike shop.
Chris has been a sponsor, or his predecessor, Dave Lack, have been a sponsor with us every year that we've had it, along with Mike Mahalik. Been the title sponsor every year and does a great job for us. And if you look at our poster, you'll see that so many of the local businesses kick in and sponsor and help this and make it a great event each year.
Well, you've got pretty strong contingent of cyclists in Polk County, pretty enviable organization and group and so on. You've got the Don Netlows, the Joel Bakers.
Throw in Juby Alicio. He's a former state champion.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Young, when he's able to join us. Andrew was an alternate for the '92 Olympics. He's the Trek representative for the state of Florida. Just a ton of folks. Julie Giroux, who won several Speed Week events up in Milwaukee a couple of years ago. Dawn DeCaminata, strong rider. Vance Edwards wins certain events every year. I mean, just a ton of good riding folk.
Well, Dawn, I think Dawn is competing now in the senior division, or is that the Masters division or something like that?
Don he's 53, and I was told not to say much about him because he's got a big head anyway.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah.
well, I was talking a little bit about Dawn DeCaminata being in the senior.
She used to work for us, that's why
Correct.
He's saying that. If you're just, I'm going to steer you away. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Chain of Lakes Cycling Classic. Again, when are the dates, and what is the best time for the public to be out there?
Okay, February 28th, Saturday, is the road race and the time trial out in the country. That's probably more for the racers themselves. Sunday, March 1st, starting at 8 o'clock and going to 4:15 in Central Park in Winter Haven. That's the spectator-friendly one. That's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, that's the one you want to check out.
That is really cool. And for more information, people can go to topviewsports.com.
Tim at topviewsports.com.
Right. And you can also go to centralfloridasports.com for more information and a link to Top View Sports. It's a great opportunity to see an event, take a family out. It's free. and they do have snacks. They have a food truck or trucks out there,
Can't
and
have an event without
3
snacks.
restaurants are open.
Correct.
Fire's going to be open down there, and of course, Avenue Bar and Arabella's, 2 of my favorites.
Also Thai and also Richard's Coffee Shop.
Oh, and Richards. They have some great stuff out there.
Very
Richards
good.
is a great place. I mean, what a nice
The entire
place.
area down there is fantastic.
Yep. You got to say a lot, and of course, Katie Worthington is involved from the chamber, and
And the
kudos
City
to
of
them.
Winter Haven, too.
Yeah.
City of Winter Haven does a marvelous job setting up the course for us every year, and been a great partner in this event. We couldn't have done it without them.
Well, this is some of the world's best cyclists right here in Polk County in downtown Winter Haven. And again, this is one of the best events, cycling events in the state of Florida, if not the best, according to the experts, if you will. Dan, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. But we have a little treat here, too. We have some footage from last year's event.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, we have some great footage. So make sure, everybody, you check this out. Mark and Neil will be back with our next special guest, Mr. Gene Engel, right after this. Stay with us.
We're today in the midst of the orange groves in Fort Meade, Florida, where the Chain of Lakes Cycling Classics Road Race and Time Trial is underway. Let's check out the action. What does this event actually represent?
It's the money raised at this event is to help the Humane Society. This is the second year this event's taken place. Last year, over $8,000 was raised in 2 days to go to the Humane Society of Polk County.
That's great. Now, how many people do you actually see come out to an event like this?
We'll probably today have somewhere between 290 and 350 racers from all over the state of Florida, some from Georgia, come down for this event. So they'll come in and spend 2 days here in Polk County at the event.
Hi, we're here with Philip, and we just want to get your thoughts on the race today.
It was a good race. The weather was real cooperative. It was cold at the start, but it got sunny, and the roads are real nice out here. Wasn't a lot of traffic.
Joel, what do you think about the race?
Well, it's a great race. I mean, some of us have been racing, others are kind of warming into the season, so it's a great venue. We're real excited to be here.
Wonderful. How long have you been doing this?
I've been racing since I was 15, so now I'm 41, so we're kind of on a new era of doing some masters racing.
We're here with Bob today. So, Bob, what did you think about the race?
It's a beautiful day, great course, huge turnout, so it was a great time.
Tell me what you thought about the race today.
Well, it was pretty slow at the start, and then when the ref told us that he would have to pull us over for the next field to pass us, then we started going really hard, and we got in a 3-man breakaway, and that's lasted until the end, and then we started catching the 17-18s, but we dropped some of them, and then towards the end we just sprinted it out.
Well, being my first time, it was not too hard, but it was still a good experience. It was just right. I liked it.
Went on a breakaway with another guy since the beginning, and we broke away, and I got first on the sprint. I mean, the person I sprint against, I didn't expect them to come up to me and give me this big challenge, but he was really strong.
We're here with Taylor today, and we want to know what his thoughts are on the race.
It's probably one of the hardest races I've done. My abs are cramping up. I don't know, my heart was pounding at the end.
Today I raced Cat 3s, and I was exploded already. From my junior race, I was done. I was really tired. I did the time trial just right now, and I'm still waiting for my results.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. If you're just joining us, I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, Mr. Neil Duncan. This segment being brought to us by one of our best partners and arguably the largest economic engine in the state of Florida. They fuel it, and that is Visit Florida. What a great organization. Will Seckham and the crew up there. They make it all possible, and glad to be great partners with them. Also sponsoring the Sun and Fun Fly-In, as they have the last 2 years. What an organization. When you're talking 100 million people that they bring into or assist bringing into the state, help motivate bring into the state, you know, it's one of the reasons that Florida is such a great place to live, because of that organization.
Absolutely, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Governor Scott has put more money into that organization, which has obviously helped out the number of visitors coming into Florida. And
there's never been a governor like Governor Scott that gets the economic side of tourism and continues to promote it, and certainly grateful for that.
Well, and it's politics, and you may not agree with everything that this specific governor has done, but in the tourism realm, there's not been a better one, like you said. I do want to ask you to taper down the amount of barbs that you throw to people on the TV show, because now we're having people who are watching actually coming in the studio and
to defend themselves. Apparently, Dawn DeCaminata.
Talking to you, Dawn DeCaminata.
And she did correct you, Neil, for making mention that she was in the senior division.
I believe that was you.
It was the super senior.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, enough about that, because we've got a great guest.
Dawn is a heck of an athlete, a heck of a triathlete.
Yep.
Something else. So, anyway, kudos go out to the Citrus Cycling, I say the Citrus Cycling. I've done that twice. Did it on the radio show last night, our counterpart on WLKF. Sports Central, but it is the Chain of Lakes, and make sure you check that out. It is wonderful. Speaking of unbelievable events, and everybody, if you don't know this, you should, because we have the godfather, not the grandfather, the godfather of Polk County sports marketing. He's the very first president, the architect of bringing this entire Florida's largest sports commission together back in 1992, as well as the Central Florida Development Council. His name, you've heard it before, Gene Engel. Gene, thanks so much for joining us. And one of the things that I am so proud of as a Polk County citizen, as somebody that's involved in the sports world, is there's the two longest running events in Polk history. Spring training with the Tigers and the Orange Cup Regatta on Lake Hollingsworth, the Lake of Records. Unbelievable track record. Started with your dad, and you continued the tradition to this day. I mean, it's phenomenal.
Well, it's quite an honor, really, and when you stop and think about it, that's a long period of time, and I think the Tigers have certainly, been the leader in that, and we're working very hard to catch up with them. I tell them every day, don't postpone a year, because we'll catch up.
We'll catch you. That's right. Well, we did a few years ago. Remember back in when they had the strike? They had the shortened spring training.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all agree. We hope you don't catch them.
That's right. No, absolutely.
But this
and
is
I hope Lake Hollingsworth doesn't dry up.
That's right.
There you go.
This will be the 77th running of the Orange Cup
This will be the
Regatta?
77th running, and actually it was started. That would make it 81 years ago. My dad had to cancel it 2 years during World War II, and then we had to cancel it 2 years because of the lake being dredged. And the water, we didn't have the depths, and you have to have the depths. But that's what makes Lake Hollingsworth so great, is that lake, that particular lake, maintains its water levels pretty constant all year long. And that way we can depend on it, because we do have to have the depths for safety purposes.
Well, the city has been a tremendous partner, and many thanks go out to Bob Donahue and his staff.
Absolutely.
And the former director, Bill Tinsley, for being such great partners with the whole city of Lakeland. And the thing about the Orange Cup Regatta, Gene, is and I want to talk about the different classes of boats, because I always get, I'm intrigued with the different style of boats, the hulls, the engines, and all of this type of stuff. But this course is actually surveyed.
That's
because, and I mentioned the Lake of Records, but you've had, I don't know how many records set on this course, which is a testament to the quality but it's also an attractor for people from up north that just can't wait to get to Central Florida and to Lakeland to demonstrate the best of the best. I mean, this is equivalent of a world championships, in my opinion.
Well, it is known as the Lake of Records, and there have probably been more records on this lake than any other venue in the world. We were very fortunate last year. We had 2 records broken, both well in excess of 100 miles an hour. So hopefully, if the weather holds, which what we were talking about earlier, last year the weather couldn't have been better. The conditions were absolutely perfect. We're hoping that that's what will happen again this year. Of course, March is a fickle month, so you never know what's going to happen, but we're banking that it'll be good. But the beauty is that we've been moving up each year, a little bit larger boats, and the nice thing about that is that they can handle a little bit more wind than some of the smaller classes that we used to run. We still run some small classes, primarily for the youngsters that are coming into the sport.
Now, Lake Hollingsworth has not been the lake for the entire time, right? But it's been, what, 70 years of the
No, it has been the lake for the entire history of the Orange Cup, yes.
That's fantastic. And this year's event is March 6th through the 8th?
March 6th through the 8th. They'll be testing on the 6th.
Okay.
Which is a Friday.
Which is a Friday, and then start racing on Saturday and Sunday. We found that the testing is one of the reasons why we're getting some of the top drivers in the country here, because these folks have been working on their equipment all winter long. And particularly this winter, they haven't been racing very much. That water gets awfully hard when it's frozen over. And so they really like coming here because of that one aspect, the fact that we do have that testing on the Friday before, which gives them an opportunity to really get out there and shake the bugs out of their equipment.
Well, Gene, one of the things that's really interesting about this crew of competitors, and what is it, like 85 boats or something coming down?
Well, we don't know this year just yet, Mark, but generally it's about 80 to 85 boats. Last year was so picture perfect that the rumor and the word got out that, hey, you got to come to Lakeland and Polk County because this is where it is. And it's a good place to thaw out. I mean, last year when the boats pulled in and we were getting phone calls, where do you wash this salt off of our boats? Because they had come down through the salt area. But so we could have actually more boats this year.
Well, what I find so interesting that so many of them come down, not just for the race, for 3 or 4 days, 3 days of the training and the time trials and the other stuff, but they're here for like a week, some of them 2 weeks.
That's correct.
And they fine tune their boats, they practice, they do all sorts of different things. I mean, that's big money. And right now, we were talking earlier off camera, that is, about the difficulty even for the tourism folks, the sports marketing staff, finding rooms for people. So it's going to be 100% occupancy for a long time.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, as we talked about, March is a very active month for us, and then we follow it up with Sun and Fun coming up right after the Orange Cup, and so it's a pretty active time of the year. Our hoteliers should be awfully happy.
Well, I mentioned the Godfather, or made the Godfather of sports marketing, because you're the original president and all of that type of thing, chairman. But you just take a look at what's coming up, including the Orange Cup. But if you can take the Orange Cup hat off for just a second, because we've got about 45 seconds, and jump to the Sun and Fun, your hat on the board and all of this type of stuff, is that going to be bigger and better this year?
Oh, we believe so. Again, I think the weather's got a lot to do with it. The other thing that will be a real plus is the gas prices are much lower this year than they have been in the past. That goes for fuel both for the planes and cars. So we think it'll be bigger, and I can tell you that it's very well organized. Lights Lead House has done, and his staff have done an excellent job. There's going to be a little bit different format this year. It's going to be very entertaining, and
Thunderbirds are back too, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
They're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Love the Thunderbirds.
Well, I've taken two things away from this. The Orange Cup Regatta is March 6th to the 8th, and I will forevermore call you the Godfather.
Well, that's not necessary, but
I like it. It's fitting.
I can tell you that when we first thought about creating the sports marketing, and we were sitting there at our first meeting, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm not so sure this is going to get off and go anywhere. And then along came Mark, and Mark, to his credit, has put together a tremendous staff. And it's just a real honor for me to have been a part of that in the beginning. And it's also an honor for the Central Florida Racing Club to be partnering with the Central Florida Sports Marketing. And see, I got it right.
You got it right.
We laugh because it's always been Polk County Sports Marketing to me, and it always will be. But somebody changed the name on me somewhere. I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, thank you.
Sometimes those staff get sneaky. But, you know, Gene, we've got some footage from last year, and before we go to the footage and the break, I certainly like to thank you for all your efforts, and I certainly hope that you are planning a nice little time away or mini vacation for your lovely wife, Pat, because she is the hardest working lady when it comes to this event.
She makes him look good.
Oh,
right?
Makes everybody look good.
You're the first to admit that.
Let me tell you, everyone is making me look good this year, including your staff. I cannot say enough about John and Josh and Stephanie. They have really gotten in there. They now are just they could do it without me, and I told them when they first started, I said, just all I want to do is walk out on the dock and look important.
I want to go home and look important too, but probably isn't happening.
I know which one's going to happen, which one's not.
Well, everybody, we do have some great footage from the Orange Cup Regatta in 2014. Check this out, and Mark and Neil will be back with more exciting stuff right after this. Stay with us.
This is probably one of the fastest race courses in the country. Lake Hollingsworth is actually known as the Lake of Records. Probably more world records have been set on this lake than any venue in the world. The weather was very good and perfect for world records, and we had a world record, which is something we haven't had in quite a while.
Set some records in the past. To set a record, it takes perfect conditions. We were watching the conditions, the wind was laying down, and as we put the boat in the water, we decided to take a shot at the record. So we were able to set a record, the 1 mile record in the 1 liter modified class.
Today is another one of those picture-perfect days. The weather's good. And most of our inboard drivers are basically from up in the northern states and Canada. And of course, they're thoroughly enjoying it. They're having a wonderful time. They just said, you know, the weather couldn't be better. And you never know this time of year what the weather's going to do to you, but it couldn't be better. This is our 76th running of the Orange Cup Regatta. It was started actually back in 80 years ago by my father, Walter Engel, and he had to cancel it twice during World War II, and I had to cancel it twice because they were dredging the lake. So this is our 76th running. It actually started 80 years ago. Today we have approximately 65 drivers and boats. We have a lot of spectators. Probably in excess of 5,000 to 5,000 probably today. what's unique about this race now, the way we have our model set up, is that we run both Saturday and then we run a completely different race on Sunday. And that way the drivers get 2 days worth of points instead of 1. And that's another draw of why they like to come here. Are an interesting group of boats. They have 2 people in those boats. They have a cage so that when they roll over on their side, the boat next to them their prop won't be able to chew them up. And they bounce and they're all over the water. And they started in New Jersey back during the Prohibition days, and they were skiffs, and that's exactly what they are. And they put very high-powered engines in them so that they could bootleg liquor.
Hey everybody, we're back. This is Sports Central on PGTV. I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, Mr. Neil Duncan, and I hope you enjoyed that footage from the Orange Cup Regatta. Neil, again, the dates?
March 6th through the 8th.
March 6th through the 8th.
Lake Hollingsworth.
Lake Hollingsworth, downtown Lakeland. It is a free event. What a great opportunity. 3 days of racing, family friendly, all sorts of food and snacks and other good stuff. And can't forget Bright House Networks, because they are the sponsor of this particular segment of Sports Central. So we're glad to have them on board. Great organization and great staff over there. Randy Clark and Drew Gillen and the rest of them.
They really give back to the community.
They really do. And we have a great partnership with Bright House Sports too.
Yeah.
Do a number of things with them on Polk County sports. And wow, Drew is wonderful. Not Drew Gillen, but
Drew Felios.
Drew Felios, our good friend.
Yep.
So anyway, we're going to be talking about the Polk County All Sports Origin Hall of Fame a little bit later. But for now, we have a very, very special guest. This is one of the coolest things you will ever see, and it's coming to Polk County. And why I say it's cool is because there's a lot of exciting things that combine academia with competition. Well, does it get much better than that? Here to tell us about it, Tyler Kircher from Skills USA. And Tyler, thanks so much for joining us. You're a busy man, and we were talking with Gene a little bit earlier about how difficult it is for people to find hotel rooms.
That's right.
You have 850 of the brightest of the bright coming to Polk County, and you have how many rooms you have to secure per night?
We are looking to bring in about 2,500 students and their advisors, family and friends for 4 days. So we'll probably use between 850 and 900 hotel rooms per night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, some of them staying throughout the week.
Oh, wow. That's unbelievable. Tell us about what Skills USA, what it does. How do you compete? How are you judged?
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
You're the man. You're the
Absolutely.
man. Tell us about it.
Well, Skills USA is a student organization, and at its core, we are a partnership of those students, their teachers, and industry members working together to ensure America has a skilled workforce. Right now, we've got a big problem brewing.
Other than the hotel rooms.
That's right. A little higher than that. The average age of a skilled worker is somewhere around 55 years old. The problems we're going to have in 10 or 15 years as these individuals retire out of the workforce is we're going to have a skills gap. We're not having enough young people to fill those slots. So although we're going through a little cold streak here in Florida, you can't imagine, the heat of July not being able to get an HVAC technician to your house for a couple of weeks. And that's the true problem that we're going to have if we can't bring some attention to these vocations, these trade professions in the near future. So Skills USA is an opportunity for us to bring excitement to these students that are going through vocational programs throughout the state. We are a nationwide organization, but here in Florida, we have roughly 12,000 members from Pensacola down to Key West. Wow. And what's so exciting about the state level conference is we're bringing, like I said, between 2,000 and 2,500 individuals to compete in over 130 occupational contests over that 2.5-day period.
Yeah, and this the Skills USA event in Polk County will be April 26th to the 29th. But first year in Polk County, but how many years has this event been going on?
That's right. We're looking for a 3-year commitment here in Polk County. So 2015 will be our first experience here, and really looking forward to fine-tuning everything in 2016 and 17, and hopefully beyond that.
Tyler, when you talk about competition, and it's really, when I said 800 of the best of the best, we needed 800 best of the best hotel rooms to accommodate more than 2,000 competitors. But and that's not to mention their parents.
That's right. They'll have a lot of spectators coming through as well.
But when you talk about competition, for example, what is a competition? How do they compete? Give us a tangible example.
Well, let's see. How about let's take an automotive service technician, for example. Okay. We might be bringing in 36 of the best and brightest high school and collegiate mechanics in the state. And they're going to go through maybe an 8 to 10 station contest where at one station they're diagnosing a problem with an air conditioning unit in a car. Mm-hmm. Another station they might be replacing brake pads. Another station they might be doing an alignment. They might be taking an ASE written test. They'll do a job interview. We feel that not just the hard skills are important, but the soft skills as well. What's going to make this individual employable down the road? And we feel like giving them that experience as doing a mock job interview in front of business and industry partners is no better way to prepare them for their future. So part of our professional development curriculum, which we institute at the school level, is giving them an opportunity to learn about professionalism, how to dress professional in the workplace, how to communicate with a client. We feel like this well-rounded individual is going to be the cream of the crop in just a couple of years.
And this competition is for the state of Florida. Do the winners then qualify to go to a national
They
event?
Sure do. The gold medalist, high school student and collegiate student will be eligible to attend the national conference taking place this summer in Louisville, Kentucky. So they'll take on against every other first place winner from around the nation.
Wow.
And I'll tell you something, the state of Florida has been extremely successful. Past 11 years, we've taken home more national medals than any other state. We're looking to do the same this year.
So that's a testament to Skills USA of Florida.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Well, a lot of people have said, well, that's not really a sporting event, or it's not this. Yeah, it is in many ways, because it does involve a lot of hard work, training, and so on and so forth. But somebody actually said to me, are you really bringing in the best of the best? And I go, oh my. You have a chance to recruit some of the best in Florida.
That's right.
Imagine that.
And you say this isn't a sports event,
but
but it so is. And I'll tell you that throughout the state, there's a lot of county school districts that will award state championship rings to our first place winners at the state conference. Up in Nassau County, the masonry student won first place last year, and in front of the school board a couple months later, he got a state championship masonry ring.
That's terrific.
Well, I mean, if I own a shop, where do you think I'm going to be?
That's right.
To recruit the brightest, up and coming. I mean, these guys are the best.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Our gold medal winner in welding high school last year was a female. It's so great to see the diversity that the organization brings.
Well, some of the best welders. When they used to have welding, you remember that from, well, maybe you don't, but
yeah, no, I do.
When I was in school, you had welding, you had woodworking, and you had all this, automotive stuff. They don't have that anymore.
Well, you had to weld that one bell that was in that one classroom school you went to, but unlike where Mark went to school, this competition is going to be at multiple locations in Polk County. We're at the Lakeland Center, Polk State College, Travis Career Center. Tell us about some of the other partners that are part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you said, Polk State College and Travis Career Center are going to be huge partners for us. Although they're on the other side of the county, Ridge Career Center is playing a big part in things. They're bringing a lot of equipment and supplies over to the Lakeland area to host these contests. We'll be having some events at outside business locations also. We're in communication with Field Motor Cars over off Exit 33 to host that auto service contest. Also been communicating with the Sheriff's Department about using their auto refinishing and collision repair shop to help out with those contests as well, which really shows that we're trying to involve industry from around the county. We want them to come in and have an opportunity to judge these events. having their expertise in the field, what are they looking for? If they're looking to hire an entry-level technician or a cosmetologist or a culinary artist, what are they looking for? This is their opportunity to really bring some insight into what the students are learning in their class and what the teachers are teaching.
Tyler, what's been the response from Ridge Votech, and some of these Travis and some of these others about having the opportunity to be part of Skills USA? Because I mean, this is like almost a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity.
It really is, and I'll tell you that those schools won't say that they directly play a part in job placement. These students are going to go through a program, they're going to learn the skill they need, they're on their own to go find that job. Skills USA is that bridge. It gives them an opportunity to be put in front of a professional in the workforce and give them a chance to showcase those skills, show them what they're made of, show them the drive and the work ethic that the student possesses, and really give them an opportunity to secure that job. Some of our diesel programs throughout the state, when these students compete in Skills USA, they don't have the opportunity to sometimes finish their program because they're being picked. They're being hired, after semester 1, semester 2. They need mechanics, and they're seeing such a quality in our students that they're picking them up left and right.
Fantastic.
I mean, that's
April 26th through the 29th, Skills USA, Lakeland Center.
Where can they go to get more information? That's another biggie.
Sure. You can check out our website, skillsusafl.org. Have a lot of information over there. Also very excited about our Worlds of Possibilities Career Expo. We'd like to invite the public to attend on Monday and Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come check out the exhibit booth set up by vendors and see what our students have to offer.
And so anybody, you're a business, you're just a student maybe, or prospective
Absolutely.
Student. Great opportunity. Skills
Perhaps
USA.
you're a parent and trying to have your child look into these future career fields. Great opportunity. Come check it out.
Probably more job opportunities in those fields right now because it's we have a structural unemployment problem in Polk County, as does the nation. And not to be too academic about it, but that's essentially the gap that you're filling, that 15 years you were talking about.
That's right.
Great stuff. We appreciate what you do and everything that Skills USA does.
And thank you all.
And I'll tell you, we're just proud to have you in our county.
Well, thanks for having us. It's going to be a great time.
Tyler, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Well, speaking of being proud, soccer in Polk County is huge. The state's governing body underneath the U.S. Olympic Committee, Florida Youth Soccer Association, their headquarters are at Lake Myrtle. It's been a huge benefit. But the sport of soccer is growing nationally as well as internationally, and it's the world's most popular sport, largest sport. But a gentleman by the name of Brevin Foreman, who is a soccer player, plays in FYSA events, also plays prep events. He is a superstar at Kathleen High School. We have a little feature up close and personal. Make sure you check this out, because right after this, Mark and Neil will join you for the fourth and final segment and the local update. Stay with us, everyone.
This is our last regular season game, and then we have playoffs next week. 2 on 3! 2 on 3! 1, 2, 3, time!
He's a phenomenal soccer player. Anywhere on the field, he's a good soccer player. He just knows how to play the game.
I mean, this year we have plenty of seniors, but there's also a lot of young kids here too, so it makes me almost feel like I have a responsibility to help train them to become, help build another great team.
If he has the opportunity to get the assist, he'll get the assist if he's up top. But if he's in the back, he's not going to be trying to run up there to score and then run back. Actually, he's very unselfish. He's team-oriented. He wants the team to win.
Well, I started playing soccer when I was really young, probably around 7 years old, and it's just been something I've done. I first started with rec ball, and then I kind of moved on to competitive near my high school years, and it's just been something that's just stayed with me. It's, either playing with friends or playing high school, it's just been something that I really enjoyed.
Because he's such a good soccer player that sometimes, it hurts to have such a good player playing all the way back, because we can't take advantage of all his skills.
Because I play defense, you don't really get much glory, all of the strikers, get to score the goals. You know, you can ask Coach every time. I'm like, lock, let me go forward, let me go try to score. And one of my favorite memories was playing against St. Pete Catholic. He finally put me at forward, and I ended up scoring a hat trick. So that was a really fun opportunity right there. Right now I'm debating on UF or Eckerd College. I hope to play college soccer, but you know, my main goal is to become a marine biologist. It's been really awesome. I really enjoy fishing. That's one of my big hobbies, and you know, fish have always just really inspired me. So it just seemed like a really fun job. Like one thing I've always wanted to do is go to Australia and see the Great Barrier Reef and all that. I mean, that seems something that's be really fun. Swimming with the sharks, you know, you never know. It seems like something that could be fun. Well, the FFA, it's Future Farmers of America, and it's a really big program. It's nationwide, and what we do, we focus on agriculture, and one of the things I'm involved in is we focus on contests such as forestry, land judging, and citrus. And it's a really big program, and I feel that it's helped me a lot in my academics. I've won 5 state contests and won 1 national contest. Just recently, we won the National Forestry Contest in Kentucky, and I placed 2nd highest individual, which was a really big deal.
He does have a high GPA. He's got a 4.2, 4.3. He's up there. He's taking college classes. I mean, he's going to graduate probably in the top 10 in the class.
Grades have always been important to me, and I just feel that because grades will help get you places you want to go in life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Senior Night for our soccer players.
She's really inspired me. She's pushed me when I wanted to give up, and she's really supported me in my efforts or whatever I do.
Good luck. Can y'all score, please?
I'll do my best.
She always told me, you know, whatever you do, win, lose, draw, I mean, I'm still going to love you. My love for you is never going to change, and she's always supported me throughout that. You know, even though the glory's not always on you, I mean, there will be a chance for you to shine. And playing defense doesn't always, get you the glory, but really it's one of the most important positions. And it's taught me that, some of the stuff that doesn't always seem the greatest can really turn out to be a really big help. Hello, my name is Brevin Foreman, and I'm with Kathleen Soccer.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Sports Central. Some great footage there. I hope you enjoyed it. Next segment being brought to us by Harry's Old Place down on Cypress Gardens Road in Winter Haven, just about a mile from Legoland. What a place to enjoy some of the best fish I've ever had.
It's a great atmosphere too.
Oh, right on Lake Ned, and great opportunity to, it's like an old fish house.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Harry's Old Place. Neil, got to say a shout out here, because we have a little clip on an NBA superstar that we're so proud of here in Polk County. But gotta say congratulations to Nick Jackson. He's getting married tomorrow. Legoland Cypress Gardens water skier. And happened to be my son.
Congratulations to you too.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Big day. Man, my little pumpkin. He wasn't around when I was welding on the Liberty Bell.
What's that making, like 90?
Yeah.
No, congratulations.
I hope I live to see the marriage of my next one after that Dora the Explorer comment last show.
I don't think you're going to live to see much more after she finds that out.
Hey everybody, one of our local superstars, and believe me, we have many that have come out of Polk County and have joined the ranks of the professionals in all sorts of sports, from water skiing to NBA basketball, the NFL, Major League Baseball. It just goes on and on and on. But Amare Stoudemire out of Lake Wales, what an American success story. And what a true champion on and off the court. He recently dedicated a basketball gymnasium, but this is also about him and about where he grew up and how he grew up to rise to the ranks of some of the best in the NBA. Check this out. Got a little update there. Mark and Neil will be back right after this. See you soon.
Well, it's great. The city did a phenomenal job with what they did here with the new bleachers, the basketball court, the rims. It looks great. So hopefully this intrigues the players to want to come here and play more and utilize the park. It's a lot better. It's a lot better than what the course that I played on. It doesn't look as good as it does now, you know. So, but again, it's always a great opportunity to improve the community, and that's what I'm here for. I try to, you know, provide some type of atmosphere where, you know, the city can grow on. You know, it's always great to try to create something that can improve the mind frame of the youth. In impoverished areas, you want to always give them hope and encouragement to stay on the right path, and that's the goal. Well, I'm here every summer. I come home all the time. You know, my family's here, everybody's here. So many familiar faces. But this court is where it all started. It's only a few blocks from my grandma's house. I used to walk in and play all the time. And this is where I got my first invitation to play organized basketball. And I was drafted 4 years later. This is home for me. Even though I traveled a lot as a youth, which was great because it allows me to see the world, but this is always home. But it's not just about being a basketball player. It's about being a better man or a better woman in life and being a positive role model.
Hey everybody, hope you enjoyed that little segment on Amare, and you know, what a great guy, great NBA star, and obviously, you know, sort of towards the end of his career, but he isn't with the Knicks anymore. He's actually was traded to the Mavericks, and you know, he's always held a pretty high level of prestige and credibility in the NBA. And like I said earlier, a little both on the court, off the court. So we're glad to have him as a growing up here in Polk County. Interesting story. You know, and Bill Beasley thought so too. Our resident official.
That's right.
That he committed a foul on one of those little kids.
Yeah, he popped in just a few minutes ago. I was trying to think if you said anything about him, like you did Don earlier in the show. But yeah. Hey, some events we got coming up. The Orange Cup Regatta. We already talked about that. That'll be Friday, March 6th through Sunday, March 8th.
On Lake Hollingsworth.
Yeah, great event there.
Fantastic event. And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't get a chance, a couple of weeks ago we had a special on the Senior Softball Tournament of Champions, the most prestigious senior softball event in the world. And held it right here in Polk County. More than 115 teams participated in that one from all across the country and actually, you know, the globe. But it was a great event. But the highlight of the event was a softball game against senior all-stars. And their opponent, Wounded Warriors. Man, those guys can play. And these are veterans that have lost a limb in the field of battle. Some just great guys. I had the opportunity, and truly it was an honor, to host the Tournament of Champions banquet. We raised $7,000.
That's fantastic.
For the Wounded Warriors. It was an autographed baseball or softball bat. Excuse me, and I can't even remember the gentleman's name that, I mean, this thing started at $500, went up, $7,000 raised for the Wounded Warriors. Another good deed on the part of the Board of County Commissioners and Polk County, helping out a very worthy cause. So, wow, great guys, great guys.
Well, and as if that
got some people in tears.
Yeah, well, as if that event isn't fantastic on its own, to add on the Wounded Warriors softball game against the All-Stars, just the economic impact is tremendous as a standalone item. But then you add that in, the prestige of it, just a great event.
Yeah, another event coming up too is the Florida Order of the Purple Heart. Got more information coming up on that, which is taking place a little bit later this spring in Lakeland. And Don Selvage and some others, wow, putting together some great activities for them, trying to get the board here on a regular or annual basis, and also their annual convention. So military strong in Polk County, strong support, and we're proud of the community for doing so.
speaking of community, we got some community events coming up. Friday, March 6th and Saturday, March 7th will be the Eagle Lake Barbecue Festival. It's that time of year in Polk County. Barbecue festivals are everywhere, and we do our best to hit all of them. Also, the Lakeland Hawks Middle School Shootout. You know, you see these shootouts around the state. Now it's even getting into the middle school. But you know what? The state of Florida, the amount of athletes that we have here and in Polk County per capita, it's got to be as good as anybody. So check out the action there at Lakeland Hawks Middle School Shootout.
Well, you got a bike ride here, or a cycling event in Bartow, in addition to the Chain of Lakes ride in Winter Haven.
Yeah, the Bloom and Bike Ride will be on Saturday, March 7th. That's a great event. Another, again, the roadways we have here, you know, you live here, you don't really take, or I guess we do take for granted sometimes the beautiful scenery we have. You go out into these, you drive on these back roads, and it's beautiful. You ride a bike, it's even better. So that'll be the Bloom and Bike Ride, Saturday, March 7th. It starts at Fort Blunt Park in Bartow.
You know one of my favorite events the whole year?
I'm scared to ask.
The Lakeland VW Classic. Eddie Varela. We've had him on the show many times.
Oh, yeah.
Great guy.
Yep.
And, you know, I really think he looks an awful lot like Al Yankovic. An awful lot like him. But he is Mr. VW, has a great event, food, VWs, I mean, just some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's at the Lakeland Center, March 13th. Through the 15th. Make sure you check that out because it's a lot of fun. And you get to see some really old classics and stuff. And say hi to Eddie. What a trooper he is.
Well, also on that day, the 13th through the 15th, will be the Auburndale Josh Giles Spring Classic.
Ah, that's right.
That's a USSSA state qualifier event, Florida Elite. Check that out. Great event there.
Well, I went into one of my favorite restaurants yesterday at lunch. No, it wasn't Gary's Oyster Bar. They aren't open at lunch. But the Winter Haven Police Department were there at the door, and I'm going, well,
I've seen this before. Sorry, that's a different
Especially when I was welding the Liberty Bell. Anyway, they're out raising money and doing all sorts of different events for Special Olympics. What a great program. Headquarters are actually in Claremont, but the gentleman the gentlemen, a couple of ladies I talked to with the Winter Haven Police Department are raising funds for the Special Olympics,
Right.
and they're all over the county. So make sure you participate. If funds allow you to support them. But on Saturday, March 14th, there's a 5K, and that's being held in downtown Winter Haven, and it's going to be, I believe it's right downtown there. And it's a Special Olympics torch run and all sorts of other stuff. So
well, another worthy cause.
Yeah, great group, and it's right at Central Park in downtown Winter Haven. So make sure you check that one out.
Absolutely. We want to thank some of our sponsors that made this show possible: the Trophy Shop, Cleveland Heights Golf Course, Hampton and Winter Haven, Visit Florida, and Holiday in Winter Haven. Of course, we just recently brought on some new partners. Harborside, right there in Winter Haven. If you haven't been inside Harborside, they have done a great job with that remodel. And
I just happened to be there last night, making sure that everything was proper.
I'm sure they need you checking on them.
Well, and then kudos go out to Dawn and David, the new proprietors out there. This food is unbelievable.
Very good.
Oh,
I was there
lobster
yesterday
bites.
for lunch.
Oh man, fantastic! Coldest beer in town. I heard. Not that I would imbibe in such things. Hey everybody, our next live show, March 6th. But in the interim, check out the following dates and times. And many thanks go out to our great partners over at WLKF 1430 Sports Central from 5 to 6 on Thursdays.
On Thursdays, yeah. We
had a great show last night, too.
Yeah, we have the 7 to 8 a.m. Block on Tuesday mornings, part of Mayhem in the a.m. So Hall Communications, Talk 1430 WLKF, and even the other three of the big four, great partners of tourism, sports marketing. They give us another platform to tell you, the citizens, what's going on, what's coming up in Polk County, so we really appreciate them.
They have a big announcement coming up. I can't even say a word about it. I was sworn to secrecy.
Just did.
Sworn to secrecy. Neil, you know, I know that the Bartow Basketball Classic, I just want to jump back to that. I think we got a couple of seconds. That was a huge deal and sort of a disappointment for the Bartow boys basketball team, you know, in their run up to hopefully another state championship run.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Condolences to the folks in Bartow, but what a great team, great coach.
Yeah, Winter Haven too. Winter Haven lost by a point like Bartow did in the regional semifinals. So it's been a long time since we've not seen a Polk County team in the boys side of things in the state finals. Unfortunately, last night, Haines City girls went down defeating the state semifinals. But tonight, Winter Haven, that's our last chance for a title in basketball. So good luck to the Winter Haven girls team.